introduction, but
No.
it's my pleasure to bring Al Pacino,
Thank you.
Best Actor for You Don't Know Jack.
That's really
Congrats.
nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi, Mr. Scott Weinberg. I was just curious, when you stop and look back at the many great roles that you've played over the course of your career, how many of them have been, how many of the ones that stand out have been based on real people that you've played? I could think of a bunch myself,
Yeah.
but I'm curious.
Did you hear what I was saying up
Yeah.
there? Yeah. It is an advantage to be able to play a real character, you know, because it gives you access, and in a strange way, what it does is it stimulates your imagination, because you feel a kind of credibility when you play a real person. It gives you a certain credibility. You think, oh, gee, this really happened. It gives you a certain deeper belief, a deeper understanding of the character you're playing. It's very much. It's fun for actors to have an image, I guess a painter has a portrait when they paint it. It really it gives you a kind of freedom. It frees actors, I think. That's why they like it.
And other than Jack Kevorkian, are there two or three that you instantly think of?
Well, Frank Serpico, I think of him. I think of, who else did I do that was real? Based on, but not really the person, because Frank, I didn't get to see Jack that much. But there's so much, in today's world, there's so much data on someone. You know, you get to study all that. That's me, right?
Al, over here. Over here, Al. Hello.
Hi.
This is a question from a fan at HFPA Twitter. They want to know if you could redo a movie of your career, what would it be?
I can't possibly give away that many movies, you know. There would be, I guess, most of the movies that I would say not redo them, maybe not ever have done them, might suit it better.
Sir, how's it going? Congratulations.
Thank you.
We own Broadway.tv in New York. Talk to us about Merchant of Venice and how that's been going for you.
Well, that's just a real trip, you know, because that started in the park, and now we're doing it on Broadway, and the opportunity to work with this cast and Dan Sullivan, who's done such a great job, you know, and to be in a hit like that, it doesn't come along often. So I think I'm enjoying it more now than I would have, say, 30 years ago when it happened to me. So it's great to be in this, and to get to do it is the thing with theater. You know, I often say this. It's a real interesting. It's a very fulfilling thing to do something every night, and I believe I have a bit of the performer in me. I'm not showing it now for some reason. I'm trying to keep away from turning into Robin Williams in front of your eyes. It would be disturbing. But I do enjoy the idea of repeating, and especially when you're repeating the great works of Shakespeare. So that to me is, it's like if you were a musician and you were playing in an orchestra, and you were playing Mozart or Beethoven. You got a chance to interpret that and play it every night. It feeds you, really. It does give you something.
I was curious what your thoughts and feelings were on the Right to Die issue before you made the film, and if making the film changed your perspective on that topic.
I do stay away from that kind of controversy. It's not my policy ever to speak to that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be unbelievably dull, but that's all there is to it.
You have won a couple of trophies all your life. What are you doing with your accolades? Do you have a special spot at home? I mean, I assume you don't sleep with them anymore like your younger colleagues, but...
Well, it's so interesting because throughout the years they've been, you know, in different situations. It's so interesting when you see reactions and people will come to your house, and some of them actually, a person will, from now and then would like to look at an Oscar or an award or a Golden Globe. So you really have to then say, where are they? Where is it? You know, because you sort of, you move on, but it's sort of like paintings, you know, you have them around, but you don't have a room full of paintings. Yeah. So any awards I have are in different places. One thing I really love is when my oldest daughter was about 3, there's a shot of her holding my Oscar I just won, and I like that picture, and that's in my office. I can see it. So, other than that, I don't know. I guess they're in my house somewhere. They they go through a lot of transitions. You get them, they got to get engraved. They go through a lot of people before they come back to you, and then eventually they come back to you. And the best place I can think of is in my home. Boy, I'm giving long answers once again. I can almost put myself to sleep. You know, I start talking, and I could feel myself drifting off. I thought, gee, this is good. I think I can catch a couple of winks here. Yeah.
Seems like Ricky Gervais is really going for it in there. Do you think he's funny? He's stepping
Boy, you're talking really fast. Say again.
Seems like Ricky Gervais is really going for it in the other room. Do you think he's funny? Is he...
Well, he's a comic, so he is going to go for it. He's out there letting it go, and that's the only way he can really get to his own wit, because he needs to uncensor himself. You know, if he censors himself, he's going to curtail his wit. I'm sure he plans some of it, but you know, it's funny when one of those people go out there and go for it. They really fly. You know, you never know what they're going to say. So they'll put their foot in it sometimes, but it's kind of worth it because then they come up with other stuff.
Hello, 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 here. Hello, congratulations.
Thank you.
In your opinion, Jack Kevorkian is the bad guy or the good one?
Say again.
In your opinion, Jack Kevorkian is the bad guy or the good one?
Well, if you got to know Jack, you know he's a real humanist, a scientist, a doctor. Do you know that Jack Kevorkian, his whole thing was organ transplant to save lives? That most people, like 97% of the people that come to him, he turns away. And the ones he talks to about doing it, this is very interesting. The ones he talks to about maybe doing it, come back in a few weeks or a month, see how you feel. Most of them don't come back, but he gets letters from their relatives close to them who talk about how recovered they feel, how much better it is to live with them because they know they have an option. Basically, what they know is they have some control over their lives, and I think that's what Jack supplies just by being there. And because sometimes people are so agonized and hopeless that Jack, in a strange way, represents a kind of hope. And that gives them enough of control over their lives. Like, I could do that. I don't have to go through this. I can go out with dignity, which allows them somehow to feel better and live longer and stay in their thing. So it's an interesting thing. I was most taken with that. In the whole time I was with Jack, I was most taken with that he sort of did that.
Thank you very much, Al. Thank you.
Finito. Grazie amigos. Grazie.
This way, Bill.